Hi YouTube and welcome back to my Let's Play World of Warcraft yet again on Wednesdays. Alright, so we are heading into, from the Pit of Sauron into the Halls of Reflection, and it is the final part of the three-part series that we're working with Lady Sylvanas against the Lich King in. And this is all a prelude, of course, to the Ice Crown Citadel raid, which we're not going to do next week. I did promise I'm going to start doing raids. So this is the final dungeon, 5-man instance within Wrath of the Lich King. So then starting next week, I'm going to start going through from the easiest to the hardest, the various raids. I am skipping all of the trial of champion, etc. things, just because the initial thing to do the trial, I don't know, just pain in the butt to do those with the mounted horse things and things like that. I don't know, I just find it very difficult, so I'm not gonna even bother with those. But okay, so here we are seeing Lady Sylvanas talking to, I think it's King Uther, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And he was, Arthas' father, I'm thinking? I think it was Arthas' father, but anyway. But Arthas is now the Lich King, and so here's the Lich King coming up. You can try and attack him, but it's kind of pointless. You can't really do much damage to him at this stage in the game. And he's just here to grab his sword and try and get rid of Lady Sylvanas once and for all with yet more minions at his disposal. And so that's what we have to do now, is we have to take out these two guys, but before we can take them out, we have to pass. You see these ghosts that kind of show up here, and so we have to take them out first. And then you take about half of them out, then you take out the one guy, and then you take the other half out, and then you take out the other guy. And while we're busy doing that, Lady Sylvanas is running off, chasing after Arthas. And I'm sure you noticed that the door is just closed, so we can't go after her and join her even if we wanted to. Now, typically in this part of the fight, if you're an at-level 5-man, you tend to hide in these kind of nooks on the side. And there's a very specific order that I remember that we had to take these guys out in. I don't remember the exact order. I think... let's see. The rifleman was one of the last ones that we took out. The mage was like kind of in the middle, and it was I'm trying to remember. Yeah, the ghostly priest was one of the first ones that you had to take out, along with the other guy, the legionnaire or something like that. And the mercenary. You want to take out the mercenary, the footman, and the ghostly priests first. I think the priests were healing, so you wanted to take out the priest first, and then kind of go after that. Take out the melee guys, and then take out the ranged after that. If I'm remembering correctly, I could be remembering that completely wrong. Again, I always was just following the lead of my guild, and whatever they told me to do, that's what I was doing when I did run around and do these things with my guild. But, at this point, being over-leveled and soloing, I don't really, it really doesn't matter how I do this, and I can just kind of be out in the middle here, just kind of killing them at random and stuff, and it really doesn't matter. But, okay, so we got rid of all those, I think. Yes, now we get to take out Falric, and then we'll have to deal with the other guy's minions, and then take him out. And then we can finally, the doors will open and we'll be able to go after Sylvanas and help her with Arthas to whatever degree we can. Alrighty. so he's down. He actually did some decent damage to me. Now, I am doing this on heroic with, let's see, Cataclysm's the next expansion after I finish the raids, so I may or may not be able to get very far with those on heroic. We'll see. I'll definitely start out trying to do those on heroic, and if I start not being able to complete a dungeon on heroic, then I'll switch it. I'll switch myself to normal and redo it and go from there. But I'm starting to get close to a point where, I might actually be able to do all the cataclysms on normal. Definitely on normal and things. But then, of course, I am level 90. The Mists of Pandaria, I don't think I'm going to be able to solo until after I hit level 100. Yeah, here we go. There was a break in the middle of the action there. I think it was to give your group time to heal and respec, and not respec, but heal and get your buffs back up and that kind of thing. So res if you needed to res anyone. Yeah, I just kind of went back in there, kind of like that's where you go to if you're doing the traditional fight. But yeah, I have to wait for these guys to wake up before I can even attack them. But yeah, these guys don't really do much damage to me, but the bosses do. So that'll be interesting to see what happens. But as I was saying, for starting next week, I'm gonna go through and start doing the Wrath of the Lich King raids, skipping the trials just because I'm just those I don't like the Trial of the Champion 5-man, and I've never done the raid, and I'm like, I don't know if I have to do the horse things or not, but I'm most likely gonna just skip all of that. But I am gonna do Naxxramas. I think that's how it's pronounced, next week. So it'll be the first one. It's the lowest level raid in this expansion. And as I've said in the past, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go as far as I can in a 10-man of each raid. If I complete them, I will. If I can't, well, I will post the footage of as far as I can get and leave it at that. You can see my successes as well as my failures. Alrighty. So yeah, so I'm doing, so now we've got Marwyn over here. Let's see how much damage he does to me. I think we'll be fine one way or the other. Yeah, he's taking me down a few notches, but not too much. It's a pretty good tank and spank, so, I mean, at least there's no, like, hidden things that these guys do. They're pretty much straight up tank and spank bosses, so, which I like. I don't deal well with bosses, especially when it comes to the raid bosses, if you can't just tank and spank them. That's kind of my weakness there, is that's having to work out, like, gee, can I get enough self-healing in to counteract some of their spells and that kind of thing. I kind of suck at that kind of stuff. It's one of the reasons why people didn't want me in the raids in the first place. Because I kept dying. And they kept having to resurrect me. And it was kind of lame. Alrighty. So that's the way the rest of the instance looks. So now we're kind of going up this corridor to find Lady Sylvanas, and then basically make a run for our lives. Is basically what we'll ultimately end up having to do. So you can see here she is currently fighting Arthas. And she's putting some hurt on him. You know, and I'm kind of coming in here and I'm trying to whack at him too, even though I keep missing, but I actually do some damage to him, not enough. But then, you know, she jumps away and then she freezes him. And then we're like, alright, let's go, and it unfreezes him, but then we basically have to run for our lives. She stops fighting him no matter what. And even if you had 5 people here, I don't know. I have not tried this with 5 people at max level to see if you could actually take him out if the instance actually lets you do that. But here, basically, you're running along. He puts up an ice barrier. She's going to take it down with her bow and arrow, whatever, and you basically have to keep these guys off of her and keep her from dying. And I kind of goofed on that. Well, not goofed. I mean, she doesn't get killed, but I kind of let these guys get a little too close to her, so I need to keep that in mind and not do that again next time. And all the while, the Lich King slowly gets closer. Once all the last of the minions are down, then the wall comes down. Supposedly, she's, you know, broken it down, but, you know, like, how can someone with a bow and arrow take down a huge wall of ice? That doesn't make any sense. But be that as it may. Yes, I know it's magic, blah blah blah. Oops, gotta get him away from her. Yep, and got some more baddies over here. And this is basically going to be a lather, rinse, repeat for another 2 or 3 more times before we reach the end of the line. You know, and I have to admit, it is somewhat tempting to try and take out the Lich King at this point, even though technically you don't until the final raid of this expansion. So I guess I have a question out for anyone who's still watching. If you've played this game since back in the day, have you at a higher level tried to, with a group of people, take out the Lich King in this 5-man or not? At level, I don't think it's possible, but if you were like level 80 or 90, I don't know, would that be possible? I've never looked it up to see if anyone's trying to do that, because that would change the whole storyline, wouldn't it? Yep, she's still taking things down. That means there's one more minion. Take out this witch doctor dude. Alrighty. We'll keep running, and yep, there's the next wall that just went up. I think that'll be the final wall that we have to break through. And then freedom. You know, Lady Sylvanas really, really wanted to be able to just take out the Lich King at this point, but ends up having to run for her life instead. Like, whoops. He ended up being stronger than she remembered or something like that. So, but we live to fight another day, as the saying goes. And like, yeah, every time we advance to the next wall, he sends more and more minions after us, especially more and more powerful minions. So it takes longer to fight them off. And there was a couple of times I remember with our guild that we got really close to, like, the Lich King actually catching up to us, and not entirely sure what would happen if you actually let him catch up to you or not. Like, come on, pull you away, thank you. I don't know if he would actually just take out Sylvanas, like with one blow and kill her, and then the whole raid would end, or take you guys, take your group out or something. We thankfully did not let it get far enough along that we had to make that choice, but Alright, light at the end of the tunnel over here. And then, of course, it's like, oh, it's a dead end. No. Well, we fought bravely and we'll die well. Something like that. Yep, here he comes. And this is where I'm like, you know, I'd love to just take him out. I really would. See, and he's got her in his grips now. And the boat that rescues us just shows up. And thankfully thankfully they try to take out the Lich King. I mean, they bury him in the rock, but you know that's not gonna stop him. And basically it's like, you better get on board. Get the heck out of there before he breaks free. So up for the ramp we go, and then there's a treasure box up here, and then there's a portal to get back to Dalaran, I believe. But thank you so much for watching. This concludes the final 5-man instance of Wrath of the Lich King. We'll get into the raids next week, and then followed into the Cataclysm instances after that. If you like these videos, please give them a thumbs up. Please share. Please subscribe. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.